Are you the beast of Gevaudan? Huh? Are you the scary, scary beast of Gevaudan? Huh? You the scary, scary beast of Gevaudan? No, you're too much of a big baby. Like you're too big baby, huh? Too big of a baby. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Monsters and Mythology. I'm TM Sparrow, writer and homeschooling mom, and today I'm going to tell you about the infamous beast of Gevaudan. This video is going to have a trigger warning for discussion of graphic deaths and also the deaths of children. I'm not going to go into full gory details, but if that's going to be an issue for you, you're not going to want to keep watching this one. This is a bonus video in honor of February's full moon. As you may know by now, I absolutely love the rich history of myth and legend. It's a fascinating look at the history of storytelling as well as our understanding of the world around us. Last month I gave you all a brief introduction to some of the earliest known werewolf legends. Today we're going to examine something that's a bit more modern, but just as shrouded in myth and legend, the beast of Gevaudan. Gevaudan was a province of France that existed from 1096 until 1790, and after the French Revolution it became a part of the department of Lozère, which to this day is still the least populated department of France. Now, to give you a little historical framework for this story, you should know that 1764, the year that the attacks began, was not a good year for France. The 7 Years' War had just ended the year before, and France did not fare well, suffering many defeats against the British and the Prussians. Their empire was shrinking, with King Louis XV having lost much of their overseas territory, including Canada. The economy was not looking good, and the country was just a mess. With the king having banned political reporting and newspapers having just gotten started in the 1600s, you can see how this story would have made quite an impression on a country in desperate need of something to rally around. The newspapers needed new sources of information, and of course entertainment, to keep subscriptions up. So Francois Morenas, the editor of the Courrier d'Avignon, turned to a new style of reporting called faits divers, or miscellaneous facts. This was a style of reporting that was very similar to today's true crime stories, which is how the beast became a national incident instead of staying a forgotten backwater legend. According to historian and author J.M. Smith, Gevaudan had the reputation for being a remote backwater where the forces of nature had not been full tamed, where the forests were indeed enchanted. Quite the contrast to the big cities where the Age of Enlightenment was taking a firm hold, and the perfect setting for a story that feels like it was ripped from the pages of the Brothers Grimm. From 1764 until 1767, the Beast of Gevaudan terrorized the citizens, claiming more than 100 lives. Its victims were mostly women and children, viciously mauled, and sometimes nearly or even completely decapitated. Its first victim was 14-year-old Jeanne Boulet, who was killed while watching her sheep. A 15-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy followed soon after. 3 more deaths came in the fall, one of which was a woman who was killed just steps away from her home. Later, a woman was savagely decapitated, and though her body was found that day, it was weeks before they were able to find her head. Wolf attacks weren't exactly uncommon in those days, but these were especially disturbing, earning the creature the title of beast, or even loup-garou, or wolfman. The people tried everything they could think of to end the beast's reign of terror. Etienne Lafont, a regional government delegate, and Captain Jean-Baptiste Duhamel, the leader of the local infantry, organized the first hunts for the creature. Duhamel organized his hunts in a very militaristic style. and he left out poisoned bait and traps, and even had some of his men dress up like women to try to attract the beast. At one point, the reward for killing the beast equaled a year's salary for a working man. All to no avail. The beast eluded the hunters and continued its killing spree. But the peasants of France did not just sit back and take it. There were survivors, like Jacques Portefeuille. He was a young boy watching a herd of cattle with a group of children when the beast attacked. But the boys worked together and managed to chase the beast away. Well, word of Jacques' bravery reached the king, and Louis XV paid a reward to all of the children and even had Jacques educated at the king's personal expense. My favorite, though, is Marie-Jeanne Vallée, who was attacked on August 11th, 1765. She managed to defend herself and even wounded the beast with nothing more than a sharpened stick. She became known as the Maiden of Gevaudan, and even today a statue stands in her honor in the village of Auvers. Descriptions of the beast defied all logic. Some said that it was bigger than a wolf, with a snout like a calf and long hair. Others said that it had a breast as wide as a horse, a body as long as a leopard's, and fur that was black with a red stripe. Still others gave more supernatural descriptions, saying that it could walk on its hind feet, its hide could repel bullets, it had fire in its eyes, it had amazing leaping abilities, and it came back from the dead more than once. Things got so bad that the king sent famed father-son hunting team Jean-Charles and Jean-Francois de Neval to hunt the creature down. But even they had no luck and eventually gave up. In an act of desperation, Louis XV sent his own gun-bearer, Francois Antoine, to kill the beast. Antoine took his own son and an attachment of men and began to comb the countryside in search of the elusive monster. In September of 1765, he took down a large wolf, and everyone thought the trouble was over. Antoine sent the body to Versailles and received a handsome reward. The reprieve lasted for 2 months. The beast terrorized the countryside for another 18 months, and this time the king, who believed the monster was dead, sent no aid. It was a simple farmer, Jean Chastel, who eventually took down the beast, and legend has it that he took it down with a silver bullet he'd had blessed by a priest, adding another piece to long-standing werewolf lore. Interestingly enough, Chastel had been involved in previous hunts, but had landed himself in jail after he intentionally led Francois Antoine's men into a bog. For this reason, there are some who believe that Chastel was behind the attacks all along, having trained some kind of animal to attack and kill humans. We'll probably never really know what the Beast of Gevaudan truly was. It's a tale that likely grew in exaggerated detail each time it was told. There were reported attacks hundreds of miles apart on the same day, and it's truly unlikely that it had real fire in its eyes or that it ever came back to life. It's entirely possible that these were just abnormally vicious wolf attacks as human civilization continued to encroach on their territory. Or perhaps it was a serial killer who was really good at making his kills look like an animal attack. Other theories are that it was a holdover from the prehistoric era, an ancient creature that we have no name for, or that it was a lion or hyena that escaped from captivity. But some people still believe that the Beast of Gevaudan was exactly what it appeared to be, a monster that was half man and half wolf. That's all I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed this retelling of the legend of the Beast of Gevaudan. I know I really enjoyed researching it for you, and I will link some of my source materials in the description below if anyone is interested in learning more. Also, don't forget that I am currently having a giveaway. You can see my video on my 10 least favorite romantic tropes for the details about that. But I wanted to remind you guys because I am going to be announcing a winner on my last video of this month. You guys can let me know in the comments down below what legend you'd like me to research next time, or you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. And if you want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. See you next time. Ah, monkey. Alright, you want to tell everyone hi?
Hi.
You want to say something to them? You want me to ask you a question again? Okay. Well, what's your favorite book right now?
Right now, it would be The Magic Thief Book 2.
The Magic Thief Book 2. Cool.
It's a really cool book.
That's cool. Can you howl like a werewolf? Can you do it with me? Okay, I'm gonna count to 3. We'll howl like werewolves, okay? 1, 2, 3. Ow! Okay, little wolf cub. I love you.
I love you too.
Alright, tell everyone bye.
Bye.
Good boy. Good boy, Chewy. Chewy. Look, Chewy. No, come back. There you go. Look at you. Oh, I love you too. I love the chew butt too. Yes, I love you too, Chewbacca. I don't know my lines, guys, and I wrote them. I have dog hair in my lip gloss from kissing Chewy. Ooh, ooh. Oh, guys, I just got a story idea. I had to text this to Drake so that I don't forget. Gevaudan, Gevaudan, it's the beast of Gevaudan. It's like saying loser with a French accent.
Loser.
I am a loser. Just kidding. I'm awesome. Is Les Miserables in copyright, or is it like, can I rewrite it as a werewolf story? Why am I getting all these ideas right now? Oh, alright. Wee, whoa. Ah. Oh, that was my knee. Okay, now I'm dizzy. Alright, I gotta stop texting. I keep texting instead of recording. I did it!